there, I'm Vigalius. Good evening to you all. I hope you're having a splendid evening. And I say that because I don't usually say splendid. So I thought I'd throw it in there. See what happens next. Here's what happens next. I review this game. I talk about it. And on go, quite frankly, I probably annoy a fair few people, because I understand that, like, at the time this may have been a slightly controversial one. I saw the video, you know, with the most controversial IGN reviews of all time, and yeah, kind of feel like it was a little bit based, to be honest with you, the IGN review. Look, listen, right, I'm someone who is an absolute nostalgia fiend, okay? I love nostalgia. Like, I love that injection of that warm, fuzzy feeling, you know, when you play that nostalgic game or, you know, watch that nostalgic movie, whatever. You know, I love it. I absolutely love it. But when, I mean, I have a very strong cutoff point, okay? And when it's someone else's nostalgia that I just don't feel, it really just doesn't do anything for me, and I can't appreciate it and I can't enjoy it, and it just becomes kind of like, all right, well, how good really is this? You know, very controversially, I feel this way about, like, Mario 64, you know, games like that, where it's just like, okay, I get that you have fond memories of this, but this is just agonizing and I don't want to play it anymore. Is that how I feel about this game? No, I wouldn't say. Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, I wouldn't say that I feel that way about this game. It does have its merits, you know, it's okay, but it's very flawed. And I think, you know, a lot of people were complaining about IGN reviews, saying that, you know, why would you, for anyone who doesn't know, by the way, the uninitiated, IGN reviewed it quite low because they said that it just doesn't hold up and the gameplay is just not great by today's standards. And a lot of people were like, well, yeah, it's an old game, you know, it's not going to play the way you wanted it to, or the way it would now, you know, if it was made now. But okay, I can't say I entirely disagree with IGN's review though, because you have to remember that it was a full price game. Well, maybe not a full price game. There's the price of a game, a AAA game at the time, you know. There were many other games you could have got at the time that were the same price, that would have offered a lot more and would have been far better games. So it kind of was punching up with those guys, you know, because you are, in a review, you're helping someone decide whether they should make a purchase, and if there are two things for the same price, then you need to tell them which one to choose. And at the time, oh my god, this was flawed. There are a lot of issues. And, you know, I know I'm going on a lot about this, but that's sort of the core of this entire thesis, is that is an issue here. For me, I had a myriad of issues in this game that I really think could have been solved and could have been stamped out when making this game. And let's go through a few of those. Far too many times, mission design, I mean, you know, level design in this game, far too many times I found myself in situations where it's like, oh, I've got to start all of this platforming again, you being, or, you know, oh, I've got to go back around there because I fell off of a ledge, or like there'll be like 4 converging paths and I'll take one and it will turn out that it's the wrong path and I'll fall down and I have to start everything again. A lot of the time it can be quite confusing as to what the game really wants you to do, and overall, personally speaking, this is more subjective, I really dislike the mission design in this game. I hate the way it's like, yeah, you can go here, or you can go here, or you can go here, or you can go here. You can go here if you unlock a certain number of this collectible, or you can go here if you unlock a certain number of that collectible. Then you go into the mission, you try to get as many of those collectibles as you can, but if you don't get all of them, then you're basically stuck with your thumb up your ass and you have to start again. The combat is deeply flawed. There's no dodge, there's no lock on. The overall, like, attacking due to the space and the perspective of a game made back, you know, around those days, is just very off and doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel very good, and the platforming doesn't feel great either. You don't get a good, like, idea of where you're going to land in the game. This was always an issue with those old games. Plus, it's missing features like a sprint, and it's rare that I would say this about a game. I play a lot of old games, but man, this game needs a sprint because it is laborious getting from place to place, just utterly boring, and that's not fun. But it's not all bad. There are things that I like about the game. I think visually it's fantastic. I love the color palette, the visual language of the game, the beautiful, simplistic but very bright bold colors. I really appreciate that. I think it's cool. I think the character swapping, that's really fun. I think the combat is very basic and very bland, but every now and then they'll mix it up. Like there are enemies who, you have to kind of jump on and do a jump attack with SpongeBob, but if you're Sandy, then you can use this like hook whip thing on it, and that's a bit different, so that's okay. But overall, it's just like, I mean, I couldn't finish it. I couldn't finish the game, and it's just very like mid, and it can be very annoying, and I don't see it. I think this game is just okay. And those are my thoughts on it. Feel free to be annoyed with me, and that's fine, and I'll see everyone later.